What's up, everybody? Today is Monday, June 30th, 2025. It's almost 1 p.m., and I'm taking you guys with me to go pick up some fireworks. You know, they were legal in Westchester County for like 2 years, a few years back, and then they changed it, which pissed me off. But they're still legal in Connecticut and other parts of New York, like Rockland County. So that's where I'm going to pick up some fireworks now. I'm going to pick them up from TNT and the other brand with the cat. I can't think of the name. What is it? Black Cat or something? Trying to get a good view for you guys. Not looking at my hood. Trying to get the best view. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to read comments while I'm driving. I don't want to make it too big. I don't like you seeing the hood, but at the same time, I don't. Maybe if I just bring it up a little bit. There you go. That's better. I think that's better anyway. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. I usually start fireworks with my son 4 or 5 days earlier, but definitely by the 1st, and that's tomorrow. So, you know what that means? That means I have to get them now. And I'm happy because when he was really little, he really could care less. Then a few years ago, he started getting excited with the fireworks. And that made me happy because there's not many things that get my son too excited. So, the 4th of July is like the one barbecue that I do all year. I don't even bother with the others anymore. It is a little bit of a long ride. That's why I wanted company. It says I'll be there at 1:26, which is about a half hour, a little bit more than a half hour. I think I'm going to go to the ones in Rockland County. There's like 3 or 4 there, but we'll see. At least I have the camera on. It's like a dash cam for all these numbnuts driving next to me. Okay, it says this is where I go in. This is where my son's friend was a little while ago at this park with one of the remote control cars I gave him yesterday. Okay, here we go. I got to be careful because it's the end of the month. That means they'll be looking to give tickets out, especially to big moving vehicles like mine. To be honest, the only time I speed even a little bit is when I'm by myself. When I have my wife and son in the car, I don't. At least what I consider speeding. I guess if you're an old person, you may consider sometimes what I do speeding, but it's not. I don't even know the last time I got a ticket, to be honest. I think the last time I got a moving violation, I got one for passing the bus, but that wasn't me personally. I mean, it was, but I didn't get a ticket. They mailed it to me. And I never passed buses. This must have happened like on an odd corner where I didn't realize it because I'm always careful with buses. But they mailed me a $250 ticket. You believe that? Now you don't even have to get pulled over and get a ticket for that crap. I mean, pretty soon it's going to be like that movie with Sylvester Stallone where everything is just monitored. I love people who speed. So let's see, can I get there a little earlier? Let's see. The only reason well, a few reasons I wanted you guys to come for a ride. Number one, we're going over the old Tappan Zee Bridge, now called the Mario Cuomo Bridge, I believe. My father-in-law, before he passed away, he worked on the bridge, the old one. I felt like the old bridge had work being done all the time. I realize I don't get a lot of views during the day anyway. Like at night, if I make a video, I could have hundreds of people, but during the day, I guess everyone's busy. I don't blame them. Like I said, I'm just looking for some company. So who's better than you guys? My son didn't want to take the ride just as well because then I would have had to watch the speed that I was going and everything else. Doing construction over here now. I swear it's everywhere. Googly googly. Thank God I didn't have this truck as a kid. I could barely contain a few hundred horsepower, and never mind almost 800 with the chip in my truck. It never would have happened. I would have probably killed myself. Man, I'm tired. I could go to sleep right now. That's not a good thing. I'm not meant for long drives no more. No, no, no. Not me. Then again, I was never really into long drives. My wife could drive 6 hours with no problem. Me, I'm huffing and puffing after an hour. My son gets that from me. He don't like traveling far either. Shoot, my son has friends that take 6 hour trips every weekend just to play travel sports. My son wouldn't travel 6 minutes to do that, and I'm with him. I mean, I would do anything my son wants to do, but I'm telling you, if he started doing travel sports where it was a 6 hour ride one way, man, I would need some medication or something. There's no way in the world I could do a 6 hour trip each way. Whew, I would definitely spend the night. I'm not doing a 6 hour trip and coming home. I don't do a 3 hour trip and come home. 6 hours, forget it. The Westchester County Center. The first show I ever saw at the Westchester County Center was the New Kids on the Block concert. New Kids on the Block. There it is right there, the Westchester County Center. I wish I could make it bigger, but I can't without making you see every too much. Okay, you're not moving. Maybe I can open it up a little bit more like that. But now you're seeing my hood. I don't know if that's better or not. Yeah, I'll see. It's all trial and error, trial and error. I also don't want my video to be so bumpy where you get motion sickness. See, like those bumps. New York has the worst everything. We have the highest taxes, the worst streets. I mean, I hate it. I would definitely be doing like Resort One TV and be doing just videos down about Orlando, Florida, Universal if I could help it. Just my son loves his family over in New York. We are in the middle of driving, so you're gonna have to wait. I got to get a better clip because that magnetic clip isn't strong enough and it makes the phone wobble. Maybe I got to get something that's stronger. Don't tell me I'm going to hit traffic. Not here. Maybe if I pull it up a little like this. No, that's better maybe. Good googly 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 googly. Man, I just woke up at 11 or no, like 10. Probably a little earlier than that. But man, I'm tired. What the? I'm always tired. I don't know if it's my Crohn's disease, my diabetes, my back disease. The doctor said my back disease could make me tired because it's constantly forcing me to fight against my bones because they kind of fuse together. So he said standing upright makes you tired because it's like doing a sit up all the time. Yeah, I got hit with some crazy crap. Could have been worse though, right? I'm sure there's people who aren't here no more wishing that they could just be here complaining. You know, I had a few health scares last year, made me appreciate life a lot more. You appreciate life when you think yours is coming to an end. What's sad is though every day you're out there, you're making new memories, you just don't realize it. You know, you're gonna look back at these times and these are the memories you're actually making them as we speak. Like if my son took the ride with me just now, it would have been great. I would have had to watch my speed a little bit, but it still would have been a cool trip. Everything you do is a memory for the future. We're so worried about the past that we forget to live. You know, I was born in 73. I didn't really get to experience the 70s much, but the 80s in full force, obviously the 90s in full force. Probably the last great decade was the 90s. Yeah, I'm tired, man. Good thing we don't have a lot of traffic. This is a 35-minute trip and I'm tired. We'll be going over the old Tappan Zee shortly. Man, my eyes are heavier than a mother though. Shit. Yep, we can see the bridge from here. Maybe I try to straighten it out a little bit for you guys. Here's the bridge. Yeah, come on, straighten out for me, will you? There you go. I'm still gonna call it the Tappan Zee Bridge. Here's the bridge, people. Look at this yo-yo on the wrong side. Says buses only, and he's in the wrong lane. And I think he has a wheelchair on his license plate. Got to stay away from that guy. You don't even know where he's going. He's stepping on his brakes too much. No, thank you. You know, the first person. There's a lot of people I watch on YouTube, but the first person who I saw do travel videos, but he did them on foot, was Action Kid. And what was cool is he actually went through my neighborhoods in the Bronx, the Northeast Bronx, right into Mount Vernon. He actually walked by my block. You know, watching that is, even though I live 20 minutes away from my old neighborhood, I haven't been there in 20 years. So watching somebody do that was kind of cool. Now he got so big, the dude's in Asia and he goes to all over the world. Those don't interest me as much because if I'm not from those places, I'm not a sightseer, definitely by eyes. I don't even really like sightseeing in person. But when he used to go to the familiar spots, I enjoyed it. But I guess familiar spots to me, you know, people have familiar spots all over the world. You know, I'm sure if you went to a place I went to on vacation before, like St. Lucia or Puerto Rico, same spots, I would be interested in seeing it again just to see how it looks 20 something years later. So, and then I watch Resort One TV. They basically do Disney stuff. They go to Disney World 3, 4 times a week. And you would think, what do they do 3, 4 times a week? It's always interesting. I'm telling you, Disney is such a big Between the amusement parks and the hotels and everything else, there's always something going on, something to see. They do Universal from time to time, especially when something new is going off, on. But man, I don't know if I should hit the first spot first or hit that spot on the way back. I don't know. I feel like I should maybe hit it first, the Black Cat one, and then go to the other one since it's further out. Because then on the way home, it may just be easier. I don't know. Traffic could get bombed up over here, though. So thankfully, I haven't hit traffic yet. But around rush hour, you would want to hang yourself. I mean, it's crazy rush hour over here. And I hope I didn't offend anyone by saying that. Sometimes I just shoot, stuff just comes out. But you get what I'm saying. Especially with ADHD, stuck in traffic is a different experience. That I tell you. My wife could tell you if I get stuck in traffic, I've been known to turn around. I try to do better to not have my wife disappointed. It's just hard because it's not like I'm just complaining to complain. People with ADHD know you're not sitting there complaining just because you want to complain. Okay, I'm going to go to the first one first because it may be easier to do it that way. Go through the Palisades and then I'll go through that way. Navigation's going to say, where you going? You're going one way. Palisades Mall to my left. And that's where one of the firework things are. It's behind the Palisades Mall. They have a tent. Last year I went, and the first time I went, they weren't open yet. It was like 5 days before. Then I went, because I went to buy fireworks like 4 times last year. I kept buying so much, but then we would do so much, and then I'd be like, damn, I need more for the 4th. So when I tell you, I think I came back here 3 or 4 times, and I think the last 2 times I saw the one in the back was finally open. They tell you the tent's open since like June 27th, but then when you get there, it's not. I know the lady's there for sure, so she's my second stop. She is my second stop. Growing up, we had Cross County, which was an outdoor mall, because I lived right on the border of the Bronx, Yonkers, but on the Bronx side. So we'd either go to Cross County, we'd go to 4th Avenue in Mount Vernon, which wasn't really a mall, but it was just a bunch of stores. Actually, my first job was at Green's on 4th Avenue, which was like a Woolworths. Then we went to the White Plains Mall. What was it called? It just went out of business like a year or two, the Galleria. Then they opened up the Westchester, which is okay, except it's all like expensive stuff. Like you're not going there for like regular stuff. If you're not looking to buy Gucci, Louis, or something like in that caliber, it's pointless. At one point, they did have like Against All Odds in there, which is like a cheap store, but most of the stuff in there is expensive. And I did go there when I was buying Gucci, Louis, and all that stuff. That's where I went. Before I had my son, after we bought our house and stuff, yeah, we what's the word for it? Like I did spend a lot of money on that stuff. I don't anymore, and it's not because we don't like it. It's just like my wife says, since we don't go out as much, she probably has 2 dozen bags that she's used once. So we don't want to waste the money and just buy more bags for her to sit in her bag closet. Like at least my wife is good like that. She's not one of these women that are just like, yes, gimme, gimme, gimme. um, So we just don't pick up that stuff no more. You know, for anniversaries and graduations, I try to sometimes still pick up something nice. You know, I picked up all of the Cartier bracelets. I got her all three colors, one with diamonds, the other two without, rose gold, white gold, yellow gold. Um, I got her like the matching love earrings and necklace and all kinds of stuff. I try to get her like a whole collection for different holidays. What are you doing, people? So, um, but yeah, and the reason why I don't mind that is because that stuff is good for my son. One day he's going to inherit all my wife's stuff. So it's not like it's just going to garbage. One day he'll either have it for his wife, his girlfriend, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think I got to go out more on the outer lines or what? Pain in the butt. I mean, I don't know why they chopped off this parking lot. What a pain in the butt. This is where the firework tent was, I believe, last year. It was in here. Why are they making my life more complicated, huh? Why are they making my life more complicated? Where the hell is it? I don't remember none of these trucks here last year. Jesus. Or is it even down? Oh, there it is. There's the tent. There's the tent. Can you see the tent? There's the tent. All right, that's fireworks number one. Okay, I'll be back.